Bobosi Tiberius here with some Modern Challenge Magic. We are in a 8-round Modern Challenge with Black-White Martyr Proc. This is round 1, and this hand is strong. We've got a Path to Exile for removal, we've got Ghostly Prison, and then we've got late game with Rangers. This is a snap keep on the draw, against our opponent. So let's see what we're working against. It's a Mishra's Bauble, which screams Death Shadow. In this hand, we like this hand against Death Shadow. We like the ability to Ghostly Prison. We like the late game Ranger to go fetch literally anything. We will take some early hits, but we like this hand a lot. Let's see how it plays out. Our opponent is coming right out of the gates with the Death Shadow plays, up to 15, and then a Thoughtseize to down to 13, and they get to see what we're working with. If it's me, I take the Path to Exile here. There's an outside argument for the Ghostly Prison. Doesn't seem to be any reason to take a Ranger, but they do take a Ranger. Interesting. They'll bobble here, get back up to 5. Let's get our graveyards on the screen for everybody to see. And we will draw a Field of Ruin. Field of Ruin can be very strong against these decks, as they often are limited on basics. So if you can get to a point where you Field of Ruin them 2 or 3 times, you're starting to take away their mana while you have a Ghostly Prison. Another Thoughtseize from opponent. They take the other Ranger, so now that makes more sense. If all they had was the Thoughtseize, it wouldn't have made a ton of sense, but since they had to, yeah, keeping us off Ranger seems okay. I should have seen that coming, if I'm being perfectly honest. We'll play a Martyr here to kind of scare them into doing something about it. They're down to 8 already. For a Snapcaster Mage into a Thoughtseize. So my assumption is the path here, because they have the Death Shadow play. Down to 6 life. And they take the path. So now we start working on Ghostly Prison stuff. And we do have a Ghost Quarter, which makes Ghostly Prison even better. I think we rush Ghostly Prison out now since they're tapped out, and then Field of Ruin next turn. I think that's the play here. And if they take Martyr, that's fine, because we will be attacking. We will be leaving Martyr up to attack, and there's no reason to keep Martyr around at this point other than as an attacker. They will loot. Faithless Looting is a great card for them. They get rid of a Bauble and an Inquisition. Is this the Death Shadow? No, this is the Fatal Push. Is this the Death Shadow? Oh, yep, this is the Death Shadow. Top decking a Wrath here would be hilarious. Top decking a Wrath here would be absolutely the funniest thing in the world. We don't top deck a Wrath, so now we're going to attack the mana to try to keep our opponent off of us. We're going to Field of Ruin the There's an argument to Field of Ruin the Blood Crypt and then Ghost Quarter the Blood Crypt, but we're going to take the wall. Yeah, let's take the Blood Crypt, see if we can get him off of red. Get our opponent off of red. If our opponent doesn't have a red basic, they then can't cast Temur Battle Rage. Oh, they don't have any basics outside of the island, so we're going to go after them and limit their ability to do anything. We draw a Crucible here, we have this game. If we draw another land destruction effect, we start to have this game. If we draw a 4-mana spell, though, we're kind of screwed. Let's see how well our opponent can top deck here. Let's see how well our opponent can top deck here. If our opponent top decks mana, we're dead. If our opponent top decks literally anything else, we buy ourselves a turn and can cast anything we draw. Our opponent does not draw mana. We are running risky here, though. We're flooding while our opponent isn't drawing anything. They miss on mana again. This is wild. This is a wild way to start. Hey, that will keep us alive. We have 5. This will be our 6th Plains. We will not put it into play untapped. Our opponent misses on mana again. And now we will Ghost Quarter away their last land. Wow. And they scooped to that, so I almost went, like I was saying in the preview, I almost went with 6 land destruction spells instead of the full 8. Already it's bought me a game. So land destruction with black-white Martyr Proc getting there. We want Anguished Unmaking here, as well as the Hex Parasite, because Liliana is a pain in the butt. We didn't see it, but we have to assume it's there. Extirpate's a fascinating play here, as is Gideon of the Trials. If they, like in that situation, they only have one attacker, and we can just blanket every turn. Ruined Halo also can do that. We actually have a ton of sideboard for them. I'm going to put the rest in pieces in for now, and we might end up taking them out. I'm also going to put the Archangels in there now because we just saw they were at 3 life, an Archangel flip gets us there. So a lot to take out here, which is a shame because we have a lot of good stuff. I think with all the sideboard we're bringing in against Graveyard, we take out a proc and we take out some Orzhov Charms. Not all of them, just a few. That gives us 8 slots we need to do something with. I think Wraths are a little weak against them because they're so easy to counter. So we're going to get rid of our big mana Wraths because those are just dead cards. But we'll keep 2 in just in case. As far as other stuff to cut, Ghostly Prison just won us that game. I do wonder if I need it in such high numbers against them. So what we'll do here is we'll cut one of each of the Martyr package. No, let's not do that. Let's keep Martyr. Let's cut a Martyr. Let's get a Serra, and then cut the off-art Ranger. And that gets us to 63. At that point, we could cut our Squadron Hawks, but Squadron Hawk gets in and could have killed them in that situation. I think we'll go down another Wrath. They're just really bad against Stubborn Denial. I think we will cut 1 Ghostly Prison. I almost want to run 61. I'm going to cut a Kami here. No, we're going to keep that Kami in for Temur Battle Rage. And we'll go down to... We'll cut a Rest in Peace. I don't think they're as good as need be. Maybe I'm wrong. Sideboarding is still what I have the most trouble with in terms of playing Magic. This hand is incredible. We're not able to Martyr quickly and get Serra in the air, but we are able to play a Gideon pretty quickly, as well as a Hex Parasite. And Hex Parasite can pester them into a big win. It has obvious Thoughtseize targets, which is a bummer. So if they go turn 1 Thoughtseize here, they have obvious things to take, which I hate. I hate giving a Thoughtseize deck obvious things to Thoughtseize. They have the very same start. Let's see if it's the Thoughtseize. It is. It's the exact same start from round 1. They take the Gideon there, which is the right take. We get another Serra Ascendant, which is pretty strong in this hand. I would love to draw another white spell to be able to Martyr. I would also love for them to not play a Thoughtseize here. If we can draw another white spell and they don't Thoughtseize, they are in a world of trouble. So they didn't Thoughtseize. We do not draw another white spell, though. So I'm going to send Martyr out just to get up on some life, and then casting Serra Ascendant becomes a must-answer threat. We have one to throw away to a Lightning Bolt as well, so there's a lot of good about that. They will Fatal Push right away, and we will activate to gain 9 and show them kind of the goodness that is this hand. We lose this if we don't draw a third land, though. The next land, I would love it to absolutely be a Field of Ruin. If our next land is a Field of Ruin, it is difficult for us to lose this game with them only running 1 basic. Especially if they tap out. We actually probably don't cast the Crucible if they don't tap out. They will tap out for Lily here. No, hard cap. Delving into a Gurmag Angler. The question is, do we try one of our lockdown spells before they've done anything? Do we bait a Stubborn Denial, or do we send out a Serra Ascendant, make them do something to it? I think we send out a Serra Ascendant and make them do something to it, and wait for them to tap blue. I don't want to get countered by a Stubborn Denial here. They're going straight to combat. There's an off chance they don't know that when I block, my Serra won't die. So here's how this works if you don't know. Serra's going to block, deal 1 damage, go to 30, see that I'm at 30 before state-based actions happen, and then stay alive. They won't lose their Gurmag Angler, but I won't lose my Serra. So they may not know this and have to push afterwards. They're thinking about it. Let's see if how they react now. Because if they don't have removal for that, they're dead. They do have removal for that, but we also have another Serra coming. And we just drew another. So if they have another push or Snapcaster push, we're hurt here, but they have casted 2 pushes already. They have 1 in their exile because they dealt it. They sent it at my Martyr. There it is. So it is unlikely they have another push. They could go Snap Push, though. Inquisition. Inquisition is phenomenal against this hand. They end up taking the extra Serra, so they're out of removal. They are digging now for the removal. And they find an EE. So we will get to smack them for 6 here. With 2 cards left, I think it's safe to start sending this at them. We're going to try it this way. I want to revolve the Crucible more than I want to resolve the Ghostly. So we're going to see if they can have 2 stubs across their next cards. They do have the 1 stub, and that's fine. I'd rather resolve the Crucible. We are officially out of Serra's, but if we just top deck a proc here, we're in amazing shape. This is great. Path is a great call because either it saves us or it gets the Stubborn Denial out and then we can start cruising. Let's see if they have another creature. If they don't have another creature, we can start nicking them. They Thought Scour. They drop a Snapcaster into the graveyard, which is unfortunate for them. That's unfortunate. That Snapcaster in the graveyard hurts. They do have their last basic now, so we can start taking them off of blue to try to cast Crucible. There it is. And now we start destroying this game because we will have taken them. Oh, they had that in hand last turn. Now we'll force them to fetch. Four mana? What can they play for 4 mana at instant speed? Yeah. Oh, they just had to tap the black and the red. Okay. Culligans is really good there. And a Thought Scour. 2 cards in hand. Let's see if they have it. I'm going to risk it here because they have to hurt themselves to get it. And they spent a Culligans already, so now we can just go to work here. As long as we draw something to answer the Gurmag in 6 turns, we can go to work here. Okay. They do have a Death Shadow. Oh, they return Snapcaster, so they don't have the Gurmag. They return Snapcaster to their hand with the Culligans, not the Gurmag. Rip seems good. Rip seems terrible right now. I almost casted that with a Crucible out. Would have been hilarious. I'm going to start taking away their land so they can't do anything. If they Culligans the Crucible, we cast the Rip. All we need to draw is 1 card. We just need 1 thing to answer them. They can't fetch anymore. They can't do anything. They're at 1 life. If they have it, we're in trouble. They don't seem to have it. They have a snap. They snap to an Inquisition to get my Rest in Peace that I wouldn't have cast it. Even better. We love that draw. We will take that draw and try to draw something good here. We can cast anything next turn. We can even cast an Avacyn next turn if we draw it. But we have to draw something. We'll be at 5. Rune Halo is great. Rune Halo is an incredible draw. They can't counter it. They can't answer it. And it stops Death Shadow for the rest of the game. Rune Halo is the exact type of draw we were looking for there. We will take their Blood Crypt, get another white source out of the deck, get another basic out of the deck, and we are in very good shape to win this game now. We're down to 5. So they have a red and a bolt. They actually can't cast a land. Now that I think about it, because any land they have is a shock land or a fetch, and they're dead. So they can't cast a land at this point. They can't cast anything. And Squadron Hawk will win us this game. And we should take game 1 of this league here. And they scoop it up. Big win, Death Shadow. Great deck. They did exactly what they're supposed to do against us. Land destruction ends up being so crucial. People who don't run Crucible in this deck don't make sense to me. I'll see you back for round 2, where we will be 1-0. Hopefully we can get just as fortunate as we did here.